All right, everyone, we are back with War 11 at a glance. As a reminder, thank your officers, and this will not be a full, deep planning war. So bans, first off, we have Ghost, Human Torch, and White Magneto for bans, so we just have to be mindful with our matchups on the map that we don't have that pre-fight available. MODOK Boss here, Killmonger is an option, Mole Man's an option, Herc is an option, Corvus, if you can ramp him up, is an option. So plenty of options for MODOK here. Annihilus, Doom, Claire. You could even probably weasel Magic in there if you've got a skilled Magic player. Actually, just backdraft intercept the whole thing. But I'm sure there's more like Quake. Spam here, Killmonger, Mole Man, Fury, any evade counter Venom. So not too much of a problem here on brute force. Going over to I-Bomb over there. Vision, if he has willpower, Warlock would work. You could even, no, I wouldn't Quake it. You're going to want someone that does not place debuffs and can manage some power. So Rolk would actually probably do pretty well. Just avoid the parry stun. Nova over here, Claire, you could probably weasel the Doom in there. Diablo, so a couple options here for Nova. Infinity War Iron Man, you got Void, you've got Nebula that I've seen, you've got Herc that I've seen, Green Goblin here, Kingpin, Angela might work, CMM would work with Fury, especially if you can get it ramped up right before, close to the 25, and then Sasquatch here, Archangel, you can Quake it, you'd use Void, you'd use Mr. Negative, you could probably use S31. So plenty of options for that. Ultron here, probably Magneto, maybe CGR, Claire, and Plagued. I'd be curious to see if Quake works here. It's probably a long fight because you won't be able to prevent those regen buffs, and I can't remember if Chitinous Thorns actually places through block. Path 1 here, nothing too crazy. You could use Archangel. You could Quake Venom and use another option for Symbiote Supreme. Like S99 or Mr. Negative. Path 2 here, She-Hulk, probably for Magneto, or wait until the global's down, and you can probably Quake it. Warlock or Apocalypse for Professor X there, and then Path 3, you got Man-Thing, you've got CGR, you've got Claire for that Guardian, and then really Quake is the only thing I can think of there for Penny without that White Magneto pre-fight parry stun. I don't actually think Namor would work because of the explosive personality. Would be an option for him, but anyways, Havoc here, Silver Centurion, G99, but G99 with an Odin pre-fight, Warlock with an Odin pre-fight. So if you don't have a Silver Centurion, you're probably going to be sending an Odin pre-fight there. Void, you got Killmonger, you've got Mole Man, could even use. Well, no, never mind. Don't use Kingpin. Path 4 here. You could use Kingpin. You could use Mole Man. Path 5 here. Could use Mole Man for Thor or Magneto. And then you could use Magneto for Mojo or Mr. Negative. Or try Mole Man. And then Path 6 here. You can probably use Nimrod for Storm there, or Archangel, and then use Doom, or use Doom for the whole thing, and then use Doom for Dragon Man or Magic, or even Nebula. And then Kitty there, and you could Quake it. You could use Nimrod that I've seen. You can use probably Doom would probably work too. Maybe even Claire. Claire could get interesting. A lot of them could get interesting. Mostly because, well, you could use Silver Centurion too. But you got to get that heavy timing down. Hitmonkey here, you got Apocalypse. And that would probably be my number one best option. You could use Doom. Just got to be aware of the evade. and then maybe Archangel, same thing. And then path 7 here, Warlock for that Domino, and then Magneto, Fury, Mole Man for that Yellow Jacket. Mr. Negative there on 8, nothing really to worry about. You can avoid his abilities by just not parrying, so anyone is an option there. Fury is obviously one of the safest. And then path 9 out here, you could use Apocalypse with the Odin synergy, and then use, let's say, CGR or Horseman Cable for the Bishop there. You could also Quake Bishop. Fury is really, Havoc is probably another option, Horseman Havoc for Fury, and then Apocalypse, Small Man here. I'm sure you could use Void. It would just be a really, really long fight. You're not going to want to take any blocked hits, so you'd be hitting into his block a lot. Middle minis here, Mordo. You've got Killmonger, you've got Mole Man. You could possibly even build up a Fury, the tactical charges. I'm not sure if Archangel works without the White Magneto pre-fight, but you could use Archangel. And then looking at the notable form, Power Snack with Punisher 2099. You can go with Mr. Negative, Void, S99, Quake, Archangel. Immortal Hulk here, Warlock or Falcon with an Odin pre-fight, even Fury, Path 1 there. You could probably Doom the whole thing, and if you're not comfortable with Doom and no White Magneto pre-fight for Airwalker, I'd go with Apocalypse up there. You could even Void Tigra, and then use Apocalypse for Airwalker. Path 2 here, Nimrod, G99, Warlock, really any tech option for that Apocalypse, and then Omega Red or Apocalypse for Korg, and then Claire or Void for Longshot here. Probably not Magic because of Hurt Locker, maybe even Quake if you have someone comfortable with that. Apocalypse here or Omega Red for Jabari. Probably because of Bubble Shield, I wouldn't recommend anyone else. Maybe a Nimrod, Warlock, or G99 for Mr. Sinister there. Claire, I've seen Killmonger. I'm sure even Rolk or Fury work for Thing there. And then for Maw, Doom, Kingpin, Mole Man. And then for Path 6 here, an evade counter for Spider-Gwen, so Killmonger, Fury. And then for Icarus there, Doom, Claire probably even works, or Archangel. Path 7 there, you can use Cosmic Ghost Rider. He'd be able to nuke both, or use Namor up there for Terrax, but that's about it for Terrax. And then you could use Archangel or Mole Man for Human Torch there. Anyone really for Corvus, you could use S99 because of the True Strike or the True Damage. It's true damage. You could even use Mole Man or Doom and just play it smart. And then Path 9 out here, Captain Marvel, you could use Kingpin synergy. So that's it for this map. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys at War Attack.